Winter's got you in a chokehold, you're stuck in the frozen wilderness, and your last meal was 3 weeks ago when you managed to catch that scrawny rabbit. Your stomach's been eating itself for days now, and every snowflake that lands on your face feels heavier than the last. The rest of your hunting party? They didn't make it through the blizzard. Well, except for that one guy who's looking weaker by the hour, leaning against that pine tree. You've been eyeing him for the past 2 days, and not in a friendly way. You tell yourself you won't do it, you're not that desperate, but then day 4 hits, and suddenly your moral compass starts spinning faster than a broken GPS. Your buddy over there stops moving. The cold got him, you tell yourself, though you're not entirely sure if you waited for nature to take its course or gave it a little push. Either way, there he is, looking less like your hunting companion and more like a solution to your problems. The first bite changes everything. Not just because you've crossed a line that would make your grandmother roll over in her grave, but because something inside you literally shifts. Your body temperature drops, but you don't feel cold anymore. Actually, you feel amazing, like you just discovered a cheat code for survival. Your muscles tighten, your senses sharpen, and that gnawing hunger? It doesn't go away. It gets worse. Much worse. Within hours, you've cleaned the bones better than a professional butcher. But here's the weird part. You're hungrier now than when you started. Your stomach feels like a bottomless pit, and your body starts changing in ways that would make a horror movie director jealous. Your skin pulls tight against your bones, turning that sick gray color of old dishwater. Your eyes sink back into your skull like they're trying to escape what you've become. You catch your reflection in a frozen pond and, honestly, you've looked better. Way better. Your fingernails grow into claws overnight. Not the cool superhero kind, but the twisted yellow talons that look infected just by existing. Your teeth sharpen without warning, and you spend the next hour accidentally biting your own tongue because you're not used to having a mouthful of daggers. The smell coming off you? Imagine a dumpster behind a fish market in July, except it's following you everywhere because, surprise, it's you. Standing up, you realize you're taller. Not just a little taller, but ducking under tree branches, taller. Every time you eat, you grow a bit more, but the cruel joke is that your appetite grows with you. You could eat an entire village and still be looking for dessert. Your heart, if you can still call it that, feels frozen solid in your chest. Sometimes you tap on your ribs just to hear the echo. You start hunting differently now. No more setting traps or tracking deer. You're after bigger game, the kind that walks on 2 legs and tells stories around campfires. You've become surprisingly good at mimicking voices. That lost hiker calling for help? That's you doing your best impression while hiding behind a snowbank. The crying child in the woods? Also you, though you're getting tired of that routine because adults keep falling for it. Your new body moves through the forest without making a sound, which is ironic because when you were human, you couldn't walk to the bathroom at night without waking the whole house. Now you're basically a ninja. If ninjas were 15 feet tall and smelled like death warmed over, you've learned to use the wind to carry your stench away from your prey. Strategic positioning, you call it. The hunger never stops. You just finished eating a whole trapper, gear and all, and you're already thinking about seconds. Your stomach growls loud enough to scare away wolves, which is convenient because they used to be competition. Now they run when they smell you coming. Smart puppies. Spring comes and goes, but you don't notice seasons anymore. Time becomes measured in meals. That group of fur traders was Tuesday. The lone prospector was Friday. You've stopped thinking of them as people and started categorizing them by taste. The young ones are tender, the old ones are tough and stringy, and the ones who try to fight back, they're just more fun to catch. You've got a reputation now. The locals tell stories about you around their fires, warning their children not to wander into the woods alone. They call you the Wendigo, the evil that devours. You'd be flattered if you cared about anything besides your next meal. Sometimes you hang around the edge of their camps just to mess with them, leaving footprints in impossible places or breathing on their tent walls while they sleep. Other Wendigos? Yeah, they exist, but you don't exactly have a social club. When you cross paths with another one, it's less, hey, how's the eternal damnation treating you? And more, this is my territory, get your own humans. You once got into a fight with another Wendigo over a group of lost settlers. You won, but only because you were slightly less decomposed than they were. The worst part about being a Wendigo isn't the constant hunger or the terrible smell. It's the boredom between meals. You've tried hibernating, but your stomach won't let you sleep. You've attempted to distract yourself by arranging human bones in artistic patterns, but that gets old fast. Sometimes you just sit on a mountain peak and scream at the moon because what else are you going to do with eternity? Wendigo hunters start showing up, thinking they're hot stuff with their special weapons and ancient rituals. Some shaman with a burning torch thinks he can melt your frozen heart? Good luck with that, buddy. Your heart's been ice for decades, and it's not thawing out for anyone. You've learned to toy with these hunters, leading them in circles until they're exhausted, then picking them off one by one. They taste a bit gamey, probably from all that running around trying to save people. You discover you can possess people now. Not fully, just enough to give them the cravings. You whisper in their dreams, show them how good human flesh tastes, how satisfying it island. Some resist, but others? They break and boom, new Wendigo. You're not sure if you're proud or annoyed that you're creating competition for yourself. It's complicated. Your body keeps growing with each meal, but you're never full. You're 30 feet tall now, having to crouch to move through the forest without knocking over trees. Your bones crack and pop with every movement, sounding like someone stepping on bubble wrap. Your tongue, which used to be a normal human tongue, now hangs out of your mouth like a sick dog's, dripping this black goo that kills plants on contact. Nature's giving you the silent treatment. Time becomes meaningless. Decades pass, maybe centuries. You've forgotten your human name, your human face, everything about your former life, except that first taste that started it all. New generations of humans move into your territory, bringing new flavors. City folks taste different from mountain people. Vegetarians have this weird earthy aftertaste. Athletes are tough and chewy. You've become a connoisseur of human flesh, which would be impressive if it wasn't completely horrifying. You try going on a diet once, just to see what happens. You last exactly 3 hours before eating an entire Boy Scout troop that wandered too close to your cave. Their merit badges get stuck in your teeth, and you spend the next week picking them out with a femur bone. The modern world starts creeping into your forest. Roads, power lines, cell towers. Humans with their phones, taking selfies near your territory. You photobomb a few, appearing as a blurry figure in the background. Someone posts it online calling you Bigfoot's ugly cousin, which honestly hurts your feelings. You eat them out of spite. Climate change means less snow, which is annoying because you like the aesthetic of leaving giant footprints in fresh powder. Now you're leaving tracks in mud, which isn't nearly as dramatic. You adapt by learning to climb trees, which is hilarious because you weigh as much as a small building. The trees don't survive, but the look on hikers' faces when a 40-foot Wendigo drops from above? Priceless. You've started noticing that humans taste different lately. All these preservatives and artificial flavors. Whatever happened to good old-fashioned, organic, free-range humans? The ones raised on simple diets and clean air? Now everyone's full of energy drinks and microplastics. You're literally what you eat. And these days you're probably 30% Red Bull and phone radiation. A group of paranormal investigators shows up with night vision cameras and EMF readers. They're trying to prove you exist for their YouTube channel. You decide to really give them a show, doing jazz hands in front of their thermal cameras. They run away, screaming about unprecedented paranormal activity, leaving behind their expensive equipment. You eat the equipment too. It tastes like disappointment and extended warranties. Wait, what's that sound? Oh great, another Wendigo's moving into your territory, except this one's somehow bigger than you. How is that even possible? They must have found a football team or something. You square up for a fight, both of you circling each other like massive, decomposing wrestlers. You're about to charge when they stop and sniff the air. Then they speak, their voice like grinding glaciers. Dude, is that Axe body spray? You look down at yourself, remembering that teenager you ate last week. The one who was practically marinated in cologne. The other Wendigo backs away slowly, looking disgusted. That's nasty, man. Even we have standards. And just like that, they leave. You've won the territorial dispute by smelling too much like a middle school locker room. So here you are, king of your domain, 40 feet tall, permanently hungry, and apparently too fragrant even for other cannibalistic monsters. You sit on your mountain, contemplating your existence, when you feel something strange in your stomach. It's not hunger this time. It's indigestion. You burp, and a cloud of Axe body spray mixed with decomposition wafts into the air. 3 miles away, an entire ecosystem dies.